What's up, YouTube, Fishtube, and Fishfam? It's yours truly, Rob, with DeFreese Aquariums, and today I am unveiling the 29-gallon shrimp tank. The unboxing and the reviews that you've seen in the last day or so have all led up to this moment. So stay tuned, and I'll show you what we did. Alrighty, here is the dragonstone from Petco. It's on sale right now for $24 or $27.99. Then also the Das rack, which there is a video on my channel of this awesome rack. Java mat, Nano Petite Anubias on the spider wood. Light is on, everything is popping. The nice darkish and flex color of the diamond black blasting sand, which does not bother this particular shrimp at all. Another shrimp checking out the holes. Definitely some of the holes run all the way through, so they always have a hiding spot. These are the fish that we added, the gold tetra and the dwarf emerald rasbora. And then here is just a quick peek at the small 7.5 rimless with some of the green shrimp that I split from the other 20 plus that I got, because I wanted to see if by adding the wonder shells actually put an end to the death in this tank, because that'll help purify the water. It'll help get up the GH, as well as maintaining the pH where it should be. So running a hang-on bag, as well as to the right, actually in the bag, is a internal canister filter with a spray bar. Pretty cool. All right, there you have it. There was the birth of the 29-gallon Nicrew Classic LED Plus light, black diamond blasting sand, Aquarium Co OP 40 plus sponge filter, which I took out of my 55 to put in there to help speed up the seeding. Dragon Rock from Petco. It's on sale, 24 or 27 bucks instead of 34. Nico, and like I said earlier, I probably butcher it in my other video, the Cirrus Rock and the Dragonstone, all on sale. Go check them out. I found mine on the bottom shelf. I did have a 10-gallon top fin filter on there initially to, stir up the water a little bit, get some surface agitation. I may wind up going to a filter appropriate for that and getting another sponge from Corey to protect the shrimps from the intake. Nicrew light, black blasting sand, dragonstone, plants from H2O plants, as well as KJE Aquatics, who also helped me get my ferts, my Thrive All-in-One, and my Thrive root tabs, and PetSmart for the, I take it back, not PetSmart, Benson's Fish Room for the dwarf emerald rasboras, which I hope color up because they're going to be beautiful. The gold neons. So right now they're my dither fish. There's 6 of each in there. So far so good. Did have an issue. Did all that today, got everything rolling. Did the water change, because somehow, brand new tank, I wound up with planaria. So I nuked them with some Panicure C. In 3 days they were gone. So today I did a partial water change, fertilized the plants, both the root tabs as well as the liquid ferts, and matched the temp. So the sad thing was, when I came home this evening, I found probably 3 or 4 of my larger green neos dead, white dead. I was going to get the Thrive S, which is specifically for shrimp. They were sold out. But the person that I could get it from had said, he was under the impression that, they were fine, And I have a monos for over 4 years in my 55-gallon heavy planted tank, and I've been dose and thrive all that time and never had an issue, never lost a shrimp. I even had cherry shrimp in there at one point, never lost them. So kind of perplexed if it was the water change, even though the temp was pretty much right there. You know, if it was stress from the Panicure C, but I know in watching Rob from Flip Aquatics video on it that, you know, they eat it, which in my case, the small ones did eat it and they're fine. As you saw in the video, there's still some cruising around. So it's kind of weird what took place. The TDS is where it should be now. I haven't tested the GH yet, but it was up there. At the end of the video, you see the updated shots of the small tank where I had death nonstop. Seems like that's been taken care of with the addition of the Wonder Shells, which are on both tanks. Again, from those were from Pet Supply Plus, as was the 29-gallon tank that I got for $1 per gallon, and saved even $5 more off of that. So that was a plus. I think that pretty much sums it up. You know, I do appreciate you guys checking the video. Oh, and actually, you know, we're talking about the dark side of the hobby, you know, experiencing death, which I wasn't too thrilled about. On a positive note, excuse me, my 55 that has probably 10 or 11 various cichlids in it. The people were in the store, the local fish store that I was at, getting those 12 fish from. They were getting a runaround and a hard time, and I kind of felt bad because it sounded like their other location had given them some possible deadly information. I still have the doubts, but I think it's plausible that it might have happened. I know in dealing with ICX, Cordon, you know, Hikari, all those will work, some better than others. But what kind of got me was they were told to use whatever this powder ick medicine was, and then also dose the ER erythromycin. Now here's the bad part. Hundreds of dollars of fish dead. It supposedly, the concoction had burned their scales and their flesh. I've never heard of it, but I've never heard of using both together, so I felt bad. On top of them, that they were getting a runaround. So I told them, now these fish that I have are already having babies, and they're, you know, tiny. They're not adults yet, so it's kind of blowing my mind that babies show up in the tank. So at any rate, I took these from a woman that I met several years ago at the same store that gave me cichlids for my girlfriend at the time to start her cichlid tank. So we still have the cichlid tank going. They are, good Lord, 2 years old, 3 years old, somewhere in there. And they're huge, 6 inches, give or take. And they're doing well. So she decided she didn't want any more cichlids. She didn't want big tanks. She wanted small tanks. So lo and behold, excuse me, her neighbor has a 55 in the garage, wants to get rid of it. Can I come get it? Sure, pick it up. Nicrew light, glass tops, the tank, and a stand. Free. Took it. So it's sitting in the living room. What am I going to do with it? Next thing I know, a couple weeks later, I want these cichlids gone. Can you come get them? Sure. So I go up and take all her cichlids, which are the ones I have now. And a person that I know through Facebook in the local fish page that we have here was going to take them after they started the new year. Haven't heard from them. So I said, you know what? I'll play it forward. That's what we in the Fishfam do. We support everybody. Told them, you know, sorry that you had bad luck. You know, I'm kind of odded thought process on, you know, what killed your fish, you know, what burned them. You know, if it was the combination of the two that changed the chemistry or whatever. But I said, and I showed her my phone, I'm like, all these fish, they're yours if you and your husband want them. Free. I don't want any money for them. So I switch numbers. Not even a half hour later, I get a message, we'll take them, we can meet, we can come to your house, whatever you want to do. I was like a kid in a candy store when she told me she was going to take them all, because I can get them out of my tank and finally decide what I'm going to put in this 55. So in the darkness of losing the shrimp, which I didn't know at that time, and finding a home for said cichlids, and they might even buy one or two out of my other tank, so some good came out of it. I got some beautiful little fish. They obviously don't care about the shrimp, because the one shrimp was swimming across and the other fish was just, you know, swimming along with it, didn't even touch it. So we'll see what happens. But enough rambling. I hope you guys and gals enjoyed the video. I really appreciate you taking the time out to watch it and ride the roller coaster with me of being elated to being upset, you know. But you know, sometimes it's not all rainbows and glitter and bomb pops or whatever in the fish hobby. Sometimes, you know, it's a storm, and what you can do is just learn from it. So, and also I want to thank all of you that do the aquascaping, watching your videos as well as reading books and looking at pictures that I have in various books of trying to do a scape that was a step up from what I do. Plants, no problem. I wanted something that looked awesome. I could have spent a lot more money, done a lot more, but I think with just the stones and the plants and the placement of the plants, it came out well. You know, and with that being said, what's funny is, you know, you do all this research and you look at all these pictures from everybody, and, you know, you're like, well, if I can take that, I can put this and do this. But what's funny about it is I opened up the bag, set them out, as you saw in the video, before they were cleaned off or rinsed and then rinsed. And I took the big one, and I've been staring at this tank for weeks like, what am I going to do? Looking at the rocks on the table. What am I going to do? I put that big one in, and all of a sudden it was like, bang, lights went off, and it was like, and it just, the formation came. Then the plants came in. It was just like something flowed through me. It opened up something, and I went with how I felt each time I placed something. So it was a win for me because I love the way it looks. So with that, I'm going to stop. It's time to go sit down and relax. It's been a long day. And again, thank you all for your support. Thank you guys for all the great videos that you put out that help me along or give me ideas. And as always, keep your sleeves wet. Odd footnote, I wear short sleeves, but believe it or not, when I stick my hands in the tank, I've gotten them wet all the way up to here. So go figure. And when I wear short sleeves, I roll them up. So, but keep yours wet. Have a blessed day, blessed evening, depending on where you are again in this big watery blue planet of ours. Hope this week is a good week for you. And as always, peace.